Hi friends, my question to you today is, who is writing the story of your life? Hi, my name is Eliza David. Thank you for watching. I want to dedicate today's shiur to the memory of my grandfather, Aharon ben Avraham. My grandfather was extremely courageous. He was a resistance fighter during World War II against the Nazis in the French resistance in the Maquis. And I'm told he was not only courageous, he was actually fearless, which leads me seamlessly into this week's parasha. I've often said before that there is nothing harder for a writer, which I am, than to face a blank white page. It's as if everything we've ever done before, everything we've ever written doesn't count. And the Satan really takes hold of you. He fills you with insecurity, even more than you already have, with sentences like, you can't do it, you're too old, you're too stupid, you're not up to the task, don't even bother. And I have to admit to you, through the years, I've interviewed some of the most famous people in the world and never wrote an article. For one reason alone, I was afraid. We have to learn, my friends, to recognize the enemy, to shut him up, to take that first step. We have to make even micro efforts. One step will follow the other. And the results, my friends, were never in our hands. They were always in God's hands. In this week's Bible reading, Shalach, we learn how the Israelites were terrified to enter the promised land. They were afraid of the blank page. They were afraid of the unknown that lay ahead. What did they do? They sent spies into the land to see what they were getting into. When the spies came back, they said the land and its people were unconquerable. They viewed their enemies as giants, as superior warriors and fighters. How did they see themselves? As mere grasshoppers. Only two of the spies, Caleb and Joshua, said of the land, "We shall surely ascend and conquer it, for we surely can do it." My friends, all these spies observe the same reality. The difference between the naysayers and the optimists was self-confidence, which was founded in faith. Time has changed nothing. The lesson remains the same. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. If you think of yourself as a grasshopper, you'll be regarded as one. You'll behave like one. If you think the challenges ahead will consume you, they will. The optimists, the faithful, Caleb and Joshua, they had faith in God and believed in the land's exceptionalism, and therefore they were the only ones to reach the destination. An entire generation succumbed to the doom and gloom of the 10 spies and cried to go back to Egypt. As punishment, none of them were allowed to enter God's precious land. The entire generation wandered the desert for 40 years, and they died there. Before them lay a blank page, but they feared to write a new story for themselves. How many of us in our lives are terrified of becoming, and so instead we choose stagnation? We stay put. We remain forever slaves to our fear, a fear that screams much louder than our faith, which is just whispering. But life is not just about keeping a person breathing, keeping them alive. It's also about creating and recreating ourselves to be better people, to be better Jews. Both in our spiritual and practical lives, we have to keep moving and striving for growth. How? Fearlessly. Friends, every day we have the opportunity to rewrite the story of our life. But days, like pages, eventually run out. How will your story read at the end? And who and what are your story? Is your story your friends, your foes, your fears, or your faith? And remember, at the other side of every fear is everything that you've ever wanted. Shabbat Shalom.